Good afternoon, Anthony Lamacchia here, broker owner of Lamacchia Realty, going to talk to you about a real estate update. It's been 2 weeks since I seen you all, and I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in the market. Also going to talk to you a little bit about, I promised you last time I would have data on single families and condos. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about there and kind of the difference that we're seeing and where we're seeing more demand as opposed to the years prior between condos and single families. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I see for fall. I am starting to hone in on my fall predictions for the market. I will give them out 2 weeks from today. I will give you exact predictions, but I'm going to give you an idea of what I think I'm seeing, and then I'll statistically show you in 2 weeks. So let's first get started with taking a look at Massachusetts homes listed for sale over the last 2 weeks. If you look at this, you can see just what I had predicted about 2 weeks ago. Low 2000s as far as the amount of homes that are listed. I think I'm going to make it so that you guys can see the entire screen to make it a little bit more easy for you to read. This is on marealestateupdates.com. That's marealestateupdates.com. That's my TV voice. So if you look at this here, you can see that 2 weeks ago, 2,240 homes listed. This past week, 2,360 homes listed. So the good news is we are clearly pulling ahead of last year as far as homes listed. Obviously, orange is 2020. Look closely at this line. We're 200 to 300 listings a week ahead of last year. Now, if you only measure from the beginning of the month to now, it doesn't look like we're up by that much. But if you look week by week, we're looking better as far as homes listed. The green line is 2019. But is it as much as is necessary? No, it's not. Let me go down and show you why. Take a look at this one right here. We are still stuck in the high 10,000s. We are at 10,939 homes for sale as of Saturday night. We might be just over 11,000 right now. I checked this morning. We were hovering there. Not enough. Look at the last 3 years where inventory was 17,000, 18,000 homes for sale in Massachusetts. When I say homes, I'm talking single families, condos, and multis at this time of year, and that was considered low. So the market is still absolutely starving for inventory. Frustrating time to be a buyer, but buyers, it's getting a little bit easier. I just spoke to a couple of North Shore agents. I spoke to some South Shore agents over the weekend and some Worcester agents, and I can see it in the data. It's getting like a little bit better. And for you home buyers listening, if you can wait, that's just showing activity right there. Sorry, I got distracted with that, but that's showing activity. You can see it went down in the beginning of July, and then it went back up. But if you can wait till after Labor Day, we will see a bounce. We will see a bounce in inventory, and I will go on the record and predict that we will see a larger bounce than in years past. You can see always right before Labor Day, less homes listed. Then after Labor Day, there's more. I fully expect that. We are seeing less fear among sellers to list their homes. Finally, people are much more comfortable. They're realizing that homes have been listed. I mean, keep something in mind, my friends. There was not 1 week, regardless of how scary COVID got, even at the worst times, late March, early April, that less than 1,000 homes were listed for sale. But even since then, 2,000 a week, 2,500, 2,600, all the way across, and you're not hearing, I haven't heard one. I should knock on wood, God forbid, but you're not hearing of stories of people going in homes and catching COVID or bringing COVID into a home. Obviously, there's still cases. I am certainly not going to make any guarantees on behalf of Lamacchia Realty for that not happening, but I will tell you that we are taking all of the precautions that we possibly can. Our realtors have been very good about insisting on masks. Some of our realtors, remember, they're independent contractors, but some of them have been more strict than others with masks. We've been blocking showing times. We've been bringing people in very small groups together in 10-minute increments, making sure that there's not large traffic jams in people's kitchens. And we've done a lot of that sort of thing. So it's been a lot better. And like I said, whether it's our company or any others, you're not hearing horror stories of homes being shown, and I think that's helping. Now I go down and I look at homes pending. Now look at this, 2,372, 2,400 the week before. Let me sneak back up here. Okay, now we're about even with homes listed. Now remember, there were several weeks there that there were dramatic, I don't want to say dramatically, but clearly, noticeably more homes pending. Look at the 2,600s pending compared to 24 or 25 listed. It's starting to even up a little bit. And remember what I mentioned to you all 2 weeks ago. This is the time of year that, buyer activity slows. I'm going to talk about that more in a little while. Now you look at homes sold. We're pretty much mirroring last year, but notice now we're catching up. So look at the orange line. We were way behind. Now we're getting into late July. Same amount of homes sold in late July. Early August, obviously a dip beginning of the month. August, no question in my mind. You will see homes sold up here, north of 2,500, closer to 3,000. This will be the biggest month of the year by far. Now you look at the percentage of homes sold compared to how many are listed in a given week. 21% of homes have went under contract last week, 22% the week before. So we're remaining in the low 20s. That's wildly strong. That's a wildly strong market. Tremendous demand. June prices 483. Wonder why July's not in there yet. Our marketing team will make sure that happens. When you go on to massrealestateupdates.com, you will be able to see July in there soon, but it's similar. Now I go down through the data. You will see that we are improving. As I said, it's a little bit deceiving. If you look at the last 2 weeks, we're actually up with homes listed, but 10 days into the month, it appears down. By next week, that will even up. Notice July was up 15%. The market is recovering. It is getting better. When I say recovering, I'm talking about listing activity, pending activity. Things are starting to come back. And that's why we're seeing more homes listed here than before. Now, if I jump over to, let me see, I want to take you to New Hampshire. I was up in New Hampshire last week in the Lakes region with we visited one of our wonderful realtors, Miss Sasha Anastasio, who handles the Lakes regions for us. And we had a good talk about the market, and there are a lot of people going up north, buying up there now. A lot of people feel COVID will be here for some time. So if you look here, 602 homes listed for sale. So we're similar to last year with homes listed. Showing activity is still stronger than last year. You can see that. That's clear. Pending homes for sale is above last year. 683 and 666 in the last 2 weeks. Homes sold was up in July ahead of last year. Prices are remaining strong. All the people that I always have to mention it, all those that said the bottom's going to fall out of housing, this is it, prices will crash, 08 all over again. And for those of you that remember, I had done a extensive blog. We had put out an extensive report, our marketing team, talking about why this is not a 2008, and that's proved to be true. So it's nice to see that that's panning out. Frustrating for buyers and for realtors. Buyers, please remember that. It's frustrating for us realtors too when you've got 10 clients and everybody wants a home and there's 5 offers on every single home. Very tricky time to be a buyer, tricky time for a realtor to work with a buyer. So know that we're working with you on it. But remember what I mentioned. There's no question in my mind there will be a lift in inventory after Labor Day. As the year goes on, buyer demand decreases, inventory increases. It is going to get easier. If you can hang on another month, another 6 weeks, you will find your dream home. I can tell you that will most likely happen if you can hang on a little longer. I do expect this fall to be busier. I do expect to see stronger demand this fall than we have seen in the 3 past falls. It is an election year. The demand tends to be slower during election years, but I don't expect that this year because the year got pushed forward and there's so little inventory. Remember what I showed you on that last chart, 10,900 homes for sale. And last year at this time, there were 18,000. That's massively different. So that's something that I want to mention. I also want to give you a sneak peek at something that we are working on. I had told you a couple of weeks ago that we were working on, I got to stop the share. Let's see here. I told you that we were working on a single family to condo comparison. And what I was going to show you was how we were starting to notice, and maybe I'm a little late to start to notice, that we're starting to notice in the data that it's pretty clear that there is more demand for single families than condos, and that has changed since COVID. Now, I had told you that there was talk of this. Many people asked me if I believed that it would happen. And I had said at the time back in the spring that I wasn't so sure because people have short-term memories. I will tell you that we're starting to see it in the numbers, or more than starting to see it. This is inventory of homes for sale. This raw data was just sent to me 2 hours ago. Look at what happened to single families this year. Now, this is every winter. And then it goes up. See the time frame here? May, June, July. Inventory goes up. Look what's happened this year. Single families have stayed down. Condos have been mostly unaffected by COVID. What does that tell you? That tells me that people are concerned about shared living, and they are more attracted to living in single family homes. That is a direct function of COVID-19. And we're going to put out an extensive report on this probably next week, and I will talk to you about it at length the week after. So the week after, 2 weeks from today, right now, will be an extensive update from me, because I will give fall predictions, and I will also go over this data and talk about single families and condos. So that concludes my real estate update. Good to see you all. If you're a buyer, as I said, hold on a little longer. It will get easier. It is getting slightly easier. Fast forward 4 to 6 weeks, it will get much easier. Hope to see you in 2 weeks, my friends. Thank you.